show, this week's weather, touchscreens, info on a possible Ukrainian invasion,
and sports talk. TJTV starts now. Good morning, Jags. It's First Things First period, and that means it's time for our morning show, First Things First on TJTV. I'm Yusuf.
And I'm Elise.
Hey, Elise, do you know what clubs are going on today?
I don't, but I know Buddy does. Let's find out more.
Good morning, Jags. I'm Bay with today's club report. Neither the Gaming nor the Filipino Club will be meeting today. Tomorrow, Club Live meets in MJ4 at 8:30. The Mathletes meet in MH7 at 2:45. The Animal Lovers Club meets in MK1 from 2:45 to 3:30. The K-Pop Club is happening in MH11 from 2:45 to 3:30. So go jam out with them to your favorite K-pop music. The Bell of the Books Club meets tomorrow in the community library room. The Drama Club meets on stage tomorrow from 2:42 to 3:30. And finally, the Golf Club meets every other Wednesday from 2:45 to 3:30. That's all for today's club report. Remember that all students are welcome to join a club. All you have to do is show up to one of their meetings. I'm Buddy. Join a club and have some fun.
Last week, we went over some of the medieval games at PE.
Now let's go to Savannah to see some more of the games.
Welcome back, everybody. For part 2, I will be getting help from Mr. T. Jones again to help explain La Soleil.
In the game of La Soleil, that is more of a rugby football style game. The game starts with one team or both teams in their end zones, and one team will pass it off to their teammate, and then that teammate can either run the ball down the field, trying not to get their flag pulled, or they can pass it off to teammates in any direction and try and score a touchdown that way by running into the end zone. If the ball ever lands on the ground, it's a free-for-all. The ball is free for anybody to go get, and then they can either run with it and or throw it to one of their teammates, and then the game continues until time is called and the village that earns the most points wins.
The third game we played in medieval games was Melee, or also better known as soccer. In Melee in medieval times, they used to wrap up a bunch of sticks or stones or things like that and to use it as a ball. So in PE, we wrapped up a bunch of sweatshirts and taped it up with duct tape. And instead of playing on the grass, we played on the basketball courts. And each team had a half of the basketball court. So there were 2 teams on one half of the basketball court. The ends of the basketball court, or the sides of the basketball court, would be goals, the whole side, which is honestly kind of confusing to explain, but that's how we played it. And we had teams of 4.
Pillage Village, you will have a village that has to guard their castle full of items, and the objective is to protect your items. And you also have thieves who will go and pillage or steal items from other people's villages and bring them back to their own. If you get your flag pulled, you have to take that item back to the village, and the team or the village that ends up with the most items comes out the winner.
The fourth medieval game is Batman. In Batman, you have a birdie, or the thing that you use to hit around the basketball court. And of course, as I said, you play on a basketball court. Each player has 2 rackets. There's one player on each side of the basketball court. The player who has the birdie, or the thing you hit, will have to underhand throw the birdie up in the air to hit it to the other player, and then so on and so forth to hit it back and forth.
Savannah Horse Corda reporting for TJTV.
Touchscreens. You use them every day.
If you ever have used a phone or a tablet, you've already used one.
Let's go to Charlotte to learn more about touchscreens.
Hi, I'm Charlotte. Every time you use your cell phone or tablet, have you ever thought about how it senses your finger tapping on the screen? Touchscreens rely on the fact that we are full of ions, particles that carry a positive or negative charge. Ions react to charged objects that are outside of our bodies, such as a screen on a smartphone or tablet. Most screens on mobile devices are capacitive. Capacitors are devices that store and release electric currents. All electric circuits run on current, a stream of electrons commonly called electricity. Devices like phones have a complex circuit, having to start, stop, and alter the current. Capacitors can be really helpful in managing a complicated circuit. A capacitor contains an insulator, a material that blocks the electric current that is placed in between two conductors, materials that transmit current. When an electric current flows into one conductor in the capacitor, the electrons build up, creating a negative charge. This negative charge creates a field, an invisible area of force. This field passes through the insulator to the other conductor. The negatively charged field from the first conductor repels the electrons in the second conductor and pushes them away. This gives the second conductor a positive charge. This positive field attracts even more negatively charged electrons, resulting in an even stronger charge. Eventually, the electrons are given a path to the other conductor, which is discharge. This can happen slowly, creating a current like in the light bulb, or it can happen all at once, like the shock you can get when you touch a doorknob. Capacitors work on the principle of static electricity, which is when a surface builds up an electric charge and then discharges it. But in a capacitive touchscreen, the discharge never happens and you don't get an electric shock every time you touch the screen. Beneath the phone or tablet glass, there's a layer of conductive material. It's really thin, so it's transparent, so the display behind it is visible. When the device is on, the layer carries a negative charge that generates a field that projects out from the surface. When your finger gets close to the glass, the ions inside your finger react. Ions with a like charge are repelled, and those with an unlike charge are drawn closer. You have created a temporary capacitor. The glass screen acts as an insulator, while your finger is the other conductor. Like a capacitor, when you touch the phone screen, there's an increase in charge. Your finger needs to absorb the touchscreen's electrostatic charge. That's why your device won't register your touch when you're wearing gloves. Gloves disrupt the electric field produced by your finger, so the screen won't notice you making contact with it. With all these new advances in technology, engineers are working on devices that don't require users to touch the screen. I'm Charlotte reporting for TJTV, and I'll see you soon for another topic.
It was pretty chilly this morning. I wonder what the weather will be like for the rest of the week.
Well then, let's go to Kylie for this week's weather report. I'm Kylie from TJTV. Let's look at the weather for the week. Today, it'll be chilly with a high of 54 and a low of 31 degrees. On Wednesday, it'll be chilly with a high of 56 and a low of 36. And on Thursday, there will be a high of 58 and a low of 27. Lastly, on Friday, there will be a high of 60 and a low of 30. Make sure to bring a sweatshirt throughout this short week. I'm Kylie reporting for TJTV. Before we continue to another sports report, let's listen to some breaking world news.
Regarding the tension with Russia and Ukraine, more news developed this weekend when Russia sent troops to two pro-Russian regions in Ukraine.
Germany was quick to react and shut down an important gas pipeline coming from Russia. The United States and the UK have released sanctions on Russia after the troops moved into the Ukrainian regions.
It's been a while since our last report, but you know what time it is?
That's right. It's time to talk sports talk.
Hey guys, I'm Javon, and it's time to talk sports talk. Starting with basketball, LeBron's team won the NBA All-Star game. It was first to 163 at the score of 160 to 163, with the team leader himself, LeBron, shooting the game winner. The MVP of that game was definitely Steph Curry with 50 points, which is the highest amount of points in all of All-Star game ever. But what was not surprising, but also funny, was how he made 16 three-pointers. And if I'm correct, 3 times 16 equals 48. So out of that whole game, he made one two-pointer, or layup. Or you can call it his infamous high floater. That was all for today. I'm Javon, and I'll see you guys next time when it'll be time to talk sports talk.
Today is the last day. Sorry. Today is the last day to buy tickets for the food fair tomorrow.
You can purchase them at the Student Store Annex for different food items. Milk tea boba is $5, Spam musubi is $3, and pizza is $2. These items must be purchased today.
Donuts, chips, and candy are all $1 and can be bought today and tomorrow. Make sure to stop by the Student Store window at lunch to purchase your tickets.
Now that's all we have for today. We'll be back Thursday with another episode of First Things First on TJTV. I'm Elise.
And I'm Yusuf, and this is Toby the Jaguar.
Make today your best day yet.